Warning, this video contains my opinion. Today I'm going to be doing a short review on InuYasha and if you should watch it yourself. InuYasha is an older shonen anime where the main characters basically all gather together and are trying to retrieve and destroy the fragments of this sacred jewel. That's basically the premise of the whole show. And also they're trying to defeat the main villain. I just finished it recently, so it should be fresh in my mind. I remember liking the characters throughout. I think that the characters were pretty well-rounded, had some, personalities that stayed constant throughout, but the characters and the show itself was a little bit tropey, had some classic shonen tropes. Of course, it's an older shonen, so that's to be expected. The anime is quite old, so it should be expected that the animation isn't as good as newer animes like JJK or Demon Slayer. InuYasha's main glaring issue is its awful pacing. It's pretty bad. Of any of the shows or mangas I've seen as of late, it is just really, really hard to get through. InuYasha as a story only has one main villain. And InuYasha has 559 chapters. And I read the manga. So, can you imagine how much worse the pacing is in the anime when I was struggling, absolutely slogging to get through the manga? It just feels like there's so many points in the story where it just feels like stalling and nothing's happening. To the point where when even something bad happens to the main cast or just in general, you're just so glad that something is finally happening and the story is actually progressing that you just don't care. It's that bad. I mean, the pacing's bad when you're feeling relieved whenever you get any sort of progress in the plot. Also, in InuYasha, there is a central love triangle plot. If you don't like romance being a central thing, it's mostly fighting, but the romance aspect is also a central part of it. And because the pacing is so bad, it takes hundreds and hundreds of chapters for anything to happen with it. I know shonen's not the best with love stories, but I got so mad at some points with that love story. The main character is brash and morally questionable, and sort of is like a foil to the main love interest who's super morally righteous and is very kind and pure. So we have that sort of little dynamic going on. I don't know, I don't watch any sort of a love-based anime, manga, any romance. So that's really not for me to decide whether they had an actual good romance, although it didn't really seem, it just something shonen standard in terms of romance, which isn't usually very good. In terms of if I could recommend InuYasha, I don't think that I could. I mean, if you could deal with the atrocious pacing and the questionable love triangle going on that was honestly just really annoyed me, then I guess you could watch it and be happy. I mean, if you watch it, you just gotta be prepared for it just to be a slog. It's not horrible. I enjoyed reading it decently. It's just I got frustrated so much with it that I couldn't wish that upon anyone. But especially to newer anime watchers, I wouldn't recommend InuYasha. Maybe to some older anime watchers that really like the shonen, tropes. But to a new anime watcher, absolutely no way. Not that I would recommend any anime or manga as long as InuYasha to a new anime watcher, because that's just asking for trouble, but still. Overall, I give the show a 6 out of 10 fragments. I like the characters, but it's just hard when the pacing is so slow. I gotta be fair. And that's all I have to say for this video. Bye.